Hey there YouTube, is your boy Lipid out here with another Newsday Tuesday. Today we got mpox virus. Why is it spreading so quickly? DW News. Let's get right into it, shall we? Hit it.
The World Health Organization has declared a global public health emergency following an outbreak of a new strain of the mpox virus in Africa. The virus, formerly known as monkeypox, can be passed on through close contact and causes flu-like symptoms and lesions on the body and can be deadly. It's now been detected in at least 13 African countries, but one country has been hit particularly hard, the Democratic Republic of Congo.
And it's also been recently reported in both Sweden and Pakistan, if I'm not wrong. Sweden has one case, Pakistan has one case. So this thing is spreading quick as it starts.
Mpox is surging across Africa. And this is ground zero. Thousands of cases have been reported in the Democratic Republic of Congo as a new outbreak grips the country. It's already claimed at least 450 lives, most of them children, and it's showing no sign of slowing down.
The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. In addition to other outbreaks of other clades of mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
Formerly known as monkeypox, mpox spreads through close contact, including sex, causing flu-like symptoms and painful pus-filled lesions. But this new strain is proving more infectious and even more deadly. And experts fear the growing outbreak in Africa could just be the tip of the iceberg.
We believe that it's already a risk for international spread, and of course, there is also the chance that it could spread beyond Africa to other regions of the world.
The World Health Organization last declared mpox an international health emergency in 2022, with cases in more than 70 countries.
Ooh.
That was largely shut down with the help of vaccines and treatments in rich countries. But very few of those are available in Africa, and global health officials hope this new emergency declaration will kickstart an international effort to contain the disease.
Julian Tang is a virologist at the University of Leicester in the UK. I asked him to tell us more about the surge in mpox cases and how this outbreak differs from the one 2 years ago.
The difference is really due to the different clades or strains, if you like, of this mpox virus. The strain from 2 years ago was a global strain, and the clade 2, which is the so-called West African strain, and it proved to be much milder and more limited in terms of clinical severity than the original clade 1 virus. The one that's now spreading across Africa is a branch of the clade 1 virus, now termed clade 1b. And this is part of the original strain from the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. And this has a higher mortality, is more severe clinically, and may be increasing transmissibility compared to the original endemic clade 1a strain from DRC.
Talk to us more about this transmissibility, because this mpox variant has now, this new strain has spread to 13 countries, the outbreak. Hundreds of people have died, mainly children. Why has this new variant been able to spread so quickly?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think we're still looking into this, but the original strain from DRC, the clade 1a, if you like, was limited in terms of that it would only spread beyond maybe 3 or 4 generations, and then it would die out. And it's often transmitted from animal reservoirs in the original endemic area. Now it looks like the virus has adapted better to human transmission.
Oh, that is interesting. So it was more basically filled in like with animal hosts, and then with prolonged contact with human beings, it was able to transmit like, okay, for maybe like 2 or 3 generations. And then it just wasn't really good at human-to-human transmission, and then just died off, which is fine. Now you just have a version of the virus that's not only more lethal, more effective in like transmissibility or transmissitivity in its transmission, fine, and then it's just, wreaking havoc. So fair enough. Yeah. I think it's still close contact, and you actually do need to be in touch with the person. You need to be, I don't know if it's air to air, or is it actually through contact in this case?
COVID-19 after, several years. But this virus has been around in Africa for many more years. Right. We've known about it for over 50 or 60 years. So I suspect that more human cases, are allowing the virus to evolve and transmit more efficiently between humans. Again, like we saw with COVID-19 and the SARS-CoV-2 virus.
How much of a difference do you think it'll make that the WHO has now declared the mpox outbreak to be a global public health emergency?
Oh, it should make a great difference. Normally these fakes, as we call them, PHEICs, tend to be announced when you want to release more funding and more resources to those particular epidemics or pandemic situations. And this should hopefully allow this release of funding and resources in those African countries, though of course they are already quite strained.
Okay, that's actually pretty good. Just having like all those resources actually be directed towards something in its more of its infant stage of how it's spreading. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's a good decision, good call. Yeah,
resource limited.
Better than having it happen when the virus. I guess it's a virus that's just spreading far more rapidly. I suppose. Yeah, it is
the ways.
Yeah.
Should people outside of the affected regions be worried about their own health? Could this virus end up spreading much further? And if so, what precautions should people be taking?
I like the question is, it is a genuine question to ask, but more obviously, I think the undertone is, why do I care? Because it's not in my backyard yet. It's kind of the tone I'm getting from it. And okay, sure. The problem with any disease that you don't take seriously is more or less, more often than not, the less seriously you take it, the more quickly it is going to get to you. That's just how it's always been. So I think the suggestion would probably be to just, because I imagine the only way of even limiting transmittivity between this kind of virus is probably just preventing close contact and making sure that, you make the moment you get symptoms, you get to a hospital. Don't try hiding it, even if it's a mild version or mild case. You better take it to a hospital and register yourself, saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm infected," and then they can close off the chain of transmission. So, and the moment you don't do that, God fucking luck.
Yes, of course. As we saw 2 years ago, the clade 2 strain spread globally along the so-called MSM network, the men who are sex with men sexual network. But this is much more indiscriminate. It seems to be spreading across the heterosexual population and other general population.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be honest here, man. It took my brain like a minute to get into that. So just say it for what it was. It's just sex with gay men. It's like that's literally what you just said there, my brother. It's like what this MSM transmittivity network. It's like, bro, it's just be upfront about it, man. It's just be blunt with it. It's just be like, okay, yeah, obviously. Because I think the more easier it is for information to get to more people, like people hear MSM and just be like, what, a multinational company or some stuff? No, just be more upfront with it, honestly.
Indiscriminate. It seems to be spreading across the heterosexual population and other general populations. Yeah. It may be less transmissible than the clade 2B strain turned out to be, but again, we need more data on this. And the way it transmits is through intimate close contacts of saliva, kissing, touching with contaminated secretions. And also there's some evidence of close range aerosol transmission after a prolonged period of contact, like in a household, for example, or in an intimate relationship.
Ooh, yeah, that is dangerous, because I get the close touching and the, intimate part, where the transmission takes place. The moment you say aerosol and transmission, my mind is air transmission, my brother. That is terrifying, because that means all you need is one person in a room who coughs once or twice, and the room gets it. So you got to be a bit more clearer on that definition. Are you saying, okay, if it's only in a closed area with a lot of people and you got to repeatedly keep coughing, and then eventually someone gets infected? Or are we talking about the other pandemic version where it's just, you cough once and everyone gets it? It's just like, there is a difference in transmittivity here, right? So if you say aerosol transmission, I am very worried. I am very afraid, because that is terrifying. Because, the last time we saw something like that happen, 2 years of my life just went in a snap. So I just say, yeah, we're gonna need that data and information pronto. So I think fair enough.
Right. Okay. Well, afraid we're going to have to leave it there. Julian, thank you very much for talking with us. That was virologist Julian Tang at the University of Leicester.
Yeah, here's the thing. I know people might look at this as being insensitive, saying, oh my God, but they're saying it's the MSM. It's like, look, it doesn't matter. Basically, the idea it's trying to say is, regardless, if you are in intimate contact, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, with a person who is affected, you are likely to get the disease. Simple as that. You could just be upfront about it. Just don't try teeter-tottering a way around that just to basically say it. And they're calling it mpox. It's a monkeypox virus. Fair enough. I feel like there's a bit more political correctness that's just flowing into this, where it should be a more open scientific discourse. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I think some people might say that's needed. Some people might say it's not. Being blunt about it is better. But yeah, that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's about it for the Newsday Tuesday this week, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? Cusp of another pandemic. Pray that it doesn't happen, but I'll keep you informed by next week. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you beautiful bastards in the next one. Peace. Take care. Noise.